Hey, you guys, it's Life of Nikki Lee podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well and living your fullest every day. So happy Friday to you guys. We are in the new year of 2025, and I hope you all are doing well out there. I hope that you're good. I hope that you're feeling good despite what's going on in the world. I know there's been a lot happening since the clock hit 12. On New Year's, let me just tell you guys, it's already starting off, kind of rough. And I know that there are a lot of people out there. We have so many unanswered questions. What's going on? What, is this country turning to? And times are looking real uncertain. But I just want to let you all know that my thoughts and prayers are with you all. And of course, my prayers and condolences go out to those who have lost their lives, those who lost their lives in New Orleans, of course. And, unfortunately, those two who felt the need to go out the way they did, thoughts and prayers are just going out to the world right now because we all need prayer. Now, my heart just really felt some kind of way because, and I was telling my friend, my friend Tony this the other day, on New Year's Eve, that night before the clock struck 12, something in me just had this really dire need to pray. And so me being at home, I was with my kid and we had a fun night, and the fireworks were going, everything was going great. But a few minutes till, I just was like, I need to pray. And I got my Bible and I read from Psalms and I prayed over my son. Walked through my house reading Psalms and praying over my house. I prayed for my loved ones, of course. Y'all, I even prayed over my pet, my beloved Wally. You guys, y'all know how much I love my dog. I even prayed over him. It's something in me just felt the urgent need to pray. And when I woke up the next morning and I saw the news that these people in New Orleans had lost their lives, I was beside myself. And I just couldn't believe it. I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is how the new year is starting off. And then we hear about the Cybertruck. And I'm going to tell you guys something else. I don't know if you've heard about this, but there was a mass shooting in, I want to say somewhere in New York. There was a mass shooting where some people, I don't know if anyone got killed, if it was a large number, but I knew it was a mass shooting. I just saw that a few minutes ago before I came on here. There was a mass shooting out there in New York on New Year's Day. And I just was like, what is going on, Lord? What is happening? And you guys, no matter where you are in the world, please stay prayed up. Times are more uncertain than anything, and you just never know what's going to happen from day to day. When we go out there in the world, we are walking amongst wolves and unhinged people, and we don't even know it. And you just never know what somebody has on their mind. You never know what somebody is thinking. So you got to stay prayed up. And I was thinking about the last time that I went to New Orleans. It had always been a fun place for me. I remember going there with my family. I remember, times I had gone there with my sorority sisters. And it was just always a fun time going out there on bourbon and just enjoying yourself, having a good vibe. And just to know that these people got dressed up, went out there to have a good time and didn't come back home is devastating. I know 2 natives of Mississippi got killed out there. It really just makes you think how much of a blessing it is to be able to go out somewhere and just to make it home safe. Now, like I said before, we're going to be transparent on this podcast. And I've had several conversations. And before I even start that, let me just say this. I wanted to come on earlier and talk about this when it first happened. But I also gave it a few days because when I hear something, especially something as tragic as this, I give it a few days because I want to gather as much information as I can, because I don't like bringing stuff to the podcast and then not having anything, basically regurgitating what everybody else is saying, when I really don't know the ins and outs of it. I need more info on it before I talk about it on this platform. From what I've gathered, the guy in New Orleans who basically drove his truck and plowed into all these people, killing 15 people, who was ultimately, shot and killed himself by law enforcement. His name's Shamsud Din-Jabbar. He was a military veteran. He was a family man, I guess, apparently, who things didn't work out. He was, I believe, going through a divorce. And originally, I think he was going to take out his own family. Now, for whatever reason, he decided that he was going to take it to New Orleans and just kill someone else instead. And then we had the issue with the Cybertruck. The guy who apparently, turned a gun on himself, and whatever detonated in the Cybertruck. And hearing how this scenario took place, I just started thinking to myself, these events happened within such close proximity of each other. Now, I do understand that sometimes things happen. People become completely unhinged and beside themselves. But I also feel like there's something a bit more sinister lying beneath the surface. I try to be very gentle and approach this in a very sympathetic way because of the lives that have been lost. But something doesn't sound right, you guys. Something really doesn't sound right. So these guys, both of them were mentally unstable. And, the guy Shamsud, and from New Orleans, they're trying to link him to ISIS now. Some things just don't seem right. This guy, who offed himself and, blew up his truck in front of the Trump Tower. It's just the timing, the narrative of these people, it just doesn't seem right. And when I say something doesn't seem right about it, I feel like, and I'm going to be honest here. Now, everyone's welcome to their opinion. I don't want to come off like I'm just this, crazy conspiracy theorist or whatever. But I just don't feel that something is being I don't feel like something is being brought forward here. I honestly feel that something has been plotted. I'll just go ahead and say it. They're trying to disguise these two incidents as something that will ultimately push a narrative that they want Americans to think. That's my thought. That's my opinion. If I'm wrong, Lord, forgive me. But with everything that's going on now, the fact that this man went to New Orleans and did all this, right? The fact that this guy got in the Tesla truck, got in front of the Trump Towers and did all this, right? I feel like it pushes a narrative on Muslims. I also feel like it pushes a narrative on, Why would he do that in front of Trump Towers? Is he trying to target our president? It just doesn't seem, something is just not right about that. And I have to be honest, something's just not right about that. And then then this guy goes in a cyber truck and decides and then they said he had fireworks in the trunk of the cyber truck. And people were praising like, oh, that cyber truck saved people, because of the cyber truck, it didn't allow all those things to detonate and go off. And I'm sitting here like, what are we doing here? Are we pushing car sales? Are we trying to push a narrative? Are we trying to create some fear in society? Are we fear mongering here? Are we trying to sell cyber trucks here? Because honestly, that's what it's giving. I believe these two events are to incite fear amongst Muslims. And also, don't forget, your two boys are friends. I don't care if they're trying to make it look like they've been going at each other in the media, because recently, Elon, he called Trump supporters a bunch of unrepentant racists. Let me tell y'all something. People will sit there and act like they're going at each other just to put on for the media. But behind closed doors, they cackle, they laugh, they key, they get together and they plot shit. You can't trust anything that comes out of Elon's mouth. And for him to be from South Africa, one of the most known for treating, Africans horribly, for him to call someone racist, to be from South Africa, a white man from South Africa calling someone racist is wild. And I'm just going to tell you something, as the old folks say, something in the buttermilk is not clean. I don't care what anybody says. If you know, you know. The timing of all this, it just seems like it's here to push a narrative. It's fear mongering. It's pushing this, it's trying to perpetuate this stereotype of Muslims. And Elon, he's always trying to sell those damn Teslas. He's like, oh, this Tesla, when he did what he did, the car saved it. It didn't fully go off the way it could. If it was another car, it would have done this. But because it was a cyber truck, it was the Tesla, because the way it's designed, it didn't do this. It saved lives. Come on, y'all. That's obvious. It is so obvious what's going on here. I don't know. It's too much. It's too much and not enough at the same time, because we still don't know where the hell those drones came from. There's still questions unanswered about the drones, and you don't hear anyone saying shit about the drones now. And my thought is, I feel like there's something much more sinister lying beneath the surface. And in the days coming ahead, I feel like we're going to find out what that is. And I just hope and pray to God that this country can withstand whatever that is, if it is to come. So you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. How did you feel about these events? How are you feeling out there? We also want to make sure we do a mental check-in, because, I love you guys. I always want to make sure that you're doing well. Leave your comments down below. Let me know how you feel. This is Nikki Lee signing out, and I will see you on the next one. Love you guys. Stay up. Bye-bye.